My name is Sandy Oliver, and I'm going to be your instructor for Humanities 115 this semester. Our whole class is online, so this is the only way we get to see each other. I may have some times later in the semester, though, where I come on campus and we can meet and talk and study for a test or something like that. But anyway, this is the day. Like I said, I'm Sandy Oliver. I'm Mrs. Oliver, and that's my email address, skoliver@johnstoncc.edu. When in doubt, send me an email, ask a question. I'm very happy to help. Um, Make sure, and I will do my best as well, make sure you do your best to be respectful and honest and all those kinds of things. We're working on that, right? And so I'm going to walk through today. This is my welcome video, of course. I'm going to walk through our syllabus and a little bit about what to expect this semester. Um, I have some things on the board already. I like to write on the board, um, but I'm going to try to keep this as concise as possible. I tend to have a problem to ramble. Okay. So hey, I'm Mrs. Oliver, and our syllabus for Humanities 115 is up on our Blackboard website. And so if you haven't printed that off yet, please do that, or save it to your device so you have it all the time. You can follow along with me or not. It's up to you. Obviously, there's not a whole lot I can do on that to make you do anything, even if we were in a regular class. So there's that part. So anyway, this is our Humanities 115 syllabus. We are online only. Our first day of class is Monday, January 6th. Our last day of class is May 5th, which is also a Monday. You may see things that say May 6th, and technically that is the last day of classes, except that Tuesday is running a Friday schedule. It's not as weird as it sounds. Well, maybe it is as weird as it sounds. We have more Tuesdays than we need in the course of the semester, and we're short one Friday. So we're making it up there. Anyway, so our class goes from January 6th to May 5th. The last day to withdraw, for students to withdraw from a course, is March 26th. I, of course, can drop you anytime, so we'll have to go there. Anyway, I want you to know that this is a course that we're going to work on together. This is all kinds of fun and interesting and hard and things you've never seen before. So do your best to roll with it. And like I said, when you have questions, give me an email. Our format is 100% online. I'm going to do these videos for every chapter. Some chapters have more than one because they're long or complicated or both. And we have 13 chapters in the book. And so some of them we're going to kind of double up, scrunch up a little bit because they're not as hard or as technical. And then others, when we get to the middle part, when we're doing things that you've never seen before, we take that a little bit slower. So trying to get things done. We do have an all-inclusive ebook, and it's available through our Blackboard class. There are other ways to get to Bibliu, but the only one that will give you consistent access to your book, to the class, is to go in through Blackboard and just click on the Bibliu and follow the directions, basically. I will tell you that the ebook is a little bit odd because the page numbers in the ebook are schizophrenic a little bit. Not really, sorry. They give them in 3 different formats in the same thing, and so in the same program. And so basically your best bet to find what you're looking for is to go up to the table of contents. It's that little hamburger menu, and go in that way to the chapter or to the glossary or whatever you need. I will tell you, each chapter is set up exactly like the book, except that you don't have to turn the pages. What they have done, though, is on the side, that far right margin, it has the page numbers from the book. So you can know that you're on page 51, even though getting to page 51 through the other pieces of the format there in the software is a little bit weird. But anyway, you'll figure it out. It's not hard, it's just odd. Okay, and our book is The Power of Critical Thinking, Effective Reasoning About Ordinary and Extraordinary Claims. It's the 8th edition. This is a brand new edition this term, and it's enough of a rewrite that all of the stuff I do for class is going to be new as well. So you're going to see hopefully a lot of new videos and new stuff and all of that, so pray for me. Our 8th edition is 610 pages, give or take. The ISBNs are there. You can opt out of the e-text and get a hard copy. The bookstore does that for you, and it's all kinds of fun. I like the e-text in that I don't have to wait for students to get a hold of the book. It's much easier, much more streamlined, and I know a lot of my students really prefer the e-text because they can do different things with the text. It allows you to, add notes and highlight and all that kind of stuff, and it will also read it to you. So those of you who are audio learners or who have any kind of vision trouble, reading an ebook, there's a little click, and that's all it is, a little click, and it'll read the whole chapter to you. It takes a little while. It's not a great voice, but it does read to you, so I like that part about it. We are going to try to learn critical thinking, add to our critical thinking, and do all kinds of good things, and that's how that's going to work. Did I tell you everything up here? I think I did. Yes, okay. Normally I write on things, but it's okay. Our course description is to introduce you to the ideas of critical thinking, to help you practice those, and hopefully by the end of the course to help you be able to apply those things in your real life, because that's the important part. We have some learning outcomes, a sound defense for a variety of concepts using critical thinking. That's the end result, we hope. So for this course, it's a 70-30 course, so 70% what we consider high stakes and 30% low stakes. And each of the pieces of the 70% are, basically chopped up into tens. So for the papers, we have 3 papers, about 3 pages each. And I'll get to that. I'll have other videos for those. But and 4 exams. There is one part of the exam that is cumulative. It's what I call big words, things that you need to know the definition of all the time and for the duration of the course and beyond. And it's things like critical thinking, argument, statement, inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, and they'll show up in increasing numbers on every test. And so critical thinking, that definition will be on all 4 tests. Okay. The other thing that's kind of parsed out is what I call reading logs. Basically, it's your notes, outline, bubble map, whatever works for you to help you integrate the chapter or the section of the chapter into your own thinking. And honestly, I just want a page of work. I want to see that you've spent a little bit of time looking at the chapter, watching videos, reading the notes, that kind of stuff. And so those are 10% each. Not each, 10% for the whole semester. There are 18 of them, I think, this semester. And then the rest of the work discussion boards and chapter exercises and drafts of papers, and that might be it. Oh, study guides, that kind of stuff. That's all lumped into homework, okay? And general assignments, basically. Even though you're going to see a column on Blackboard that says current Blackboard grade or external grade or something like that, it's an estimate. Blackboard does a pretty good job of keeping up with what you've turned in versus, that kind of stuff. Now, if you're behind, it's going to be a little more optimistic than you should be. Use your critical thinking. And it has the ability to kind of get ahead of things, get behind on things. The more caught up you are, the better off you are understanding that particular grade. Now, at the end of the term, I run everything through this algorithm, and it might be off by as much as half a point. So, keep that in mind. Your current Blackboard grade is an estimate. At the end of the term, I will post real grades to self-service, and that's what counts. Okay, so, and the grade scale, we're on a 10-point scale. So an A is excellent, anything from 90.0 and up is an A. A B is, of course, above average, 80 to 89 point, all the nines. Average is 70, 79. Below average with a D is 60, 69. So you can pass the course with a 60.0. Please don't make that your ultimate goal, the 60. Shoot for the 100. See what happens. Okay. I make every effort to post grades for an assignment within a week after it was due. If your assignment is late, and we'll talk about that in a minute too, it might get graded in with that stack. It might have to wait until the next time I grade, which isn't all that long. But anyway, that's my plan. I don't always give you feedback. I will give you more feedback here at the beginning of the course so you know what is expected and how well you met that expectation. And then later on, not as much, not because I don't care, but because you already know, okay, if I get a 22 out of 20 on my reading log, that means I did excellent. Extra, okay? Again, check your email on a regular basis, technically every day. I will tell you, I check my email every day but Sunday. And we'll, again, talk about that in just a little bit. So the workload, everybody works at a different pace. Everybody has slightly different goals for things. Some people need to write a lot. Others won't write very much at all. There is a minimum standard. You have to make a stab in good faith at every question that I assign to you in order to get full credit. And sometimes you'll do all the work, and I'll give you a 19 out of 20. And really, the 19 is there to give you a, oh, what'd I do? Just a moment, right? And then look at the feedback. So any of the grades in my grades, on the side of Blackboard there, that are underlined, that's a hyperlink, like would be in normal things. And you can go through that and see the feedback that I've given you, okay, for whatever piece that is. Sometimes I need to tell you right away that, oh, you did the whole wrong assignment. That doesn't happen very often, thankfully, so don't stress. But anyway, if I have to tell you something like that, I will send you an email and say, hey, And then I do send 3 or 4 emails every semester, kind of at different intervals, to let you know where you stand in the course, especially if you've fallen behind, or if you've missed a day or a week in there. And again, I keep saying I'm going to do that later. But anyway, that's kind of what you can expect from me. I do try to give weekly announcements that remind you of, okay, this is what's due this week. You can work ahead as far as I have things posted, and that's great. You don't have to work ahead, but you can if you want. If you're going to be out of town, you've got a family vacation coming up, or you've got internship extra work, whatever coming up, you can work ahead a little bit to make that workload a little less. So it's up to you. Make sure that you're spending, I always say every week, your first 3 hours belong to me. And what I mean by that is I expect you to spend at least as much time as we would spend in class, which is about 3 hours a week, reading the material, watching the videos, doing that kind of work, and then do your homework, okay? But give yourself enough time spent with the material so you actually can understand it and work through it. Rushing through a lot of these is not going to be possible or helpful. Okay, one note about AI. Don't do it. That's it. Just don't. For this class, everything you do should be your own work 100% all the time, no exceptions. Okay? Now, late work policy. I do take late work. I know a lot of instructors don't, and I know why they don't. It's a pain, and it's better for the student to, of course, work along the way we're supposed to be going so that when we get to the exam or whatever, you're ready, okay? But we all have lives. We all have multiple things going on. Some of us, some of you, way more than you should be doing, but that's my opinion. If your assignment's late, it's going to lose 10% of its value, and it won't be eligible for extra credit, okay? I don't give extra credit assignments, but I do give extra credit for extra work, and I'll talk about that more here in just a minute. You can ask for an extension, okay? So if something's due on Tuesday and your life blows up on Monday, send me an email. Hey, Mrs. Oliver, I need an extension until Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Give me a time when you will be able to have the work done, okay? If you just say, I need an extension, and I don't see anything that tells me for how long, that doesn't really count as an extension, okay? You need to ask, not expect. That's just how that works. If your work is late and you don't have an extension, the highest grade it can earn is that 18 out of 20. Most homework assignments, everything but the tests and the papers, are 20 points apiece. And mainly, this is so you can see the difference between a major assignment, a high stakes assignment, and a low stakes assignment. A low stakes assignment is worth 20 points, okay? Over the course of the semester, we're going to do about 1,200 points of homework. So keep that in mind. You know, it's stuff. Again, ask for an extension. Give me a date when you can finish it by. We're usually good. Happens more than 1 or 2 times, I'm not happy about it. You're still going to get the doc. Okay. Unless we've made other arrangements, and it has to be something serious to help us make that particular arrangement. For example, last semester I had a student who early in November got diagnosed with cancer. Talk about your life blown up in your face. And so we had an ongoing agreement that things could be late. I don't need to hear from you. I know you'll do it when you can do it. Great student prior, great student since, finished the course, did fine. But that's the kind of extreme circumstances I'm talking about, okay? But anyway, all work is due within 2 weeks of its original due date. Beyond that limit, I'll put zeros in the grade book, and once a 0 is in there, you're done. Okay, don't waste your time on it. Move on. Anyway, best practices for learning. Okay, successful students, you know, those who get A's and B's, do their work ahead of time, do their work with integrity, do their work completely. That's just how it works. And when they get lost or frustrated, they email me and say, I'm lost and or frustrated, and here's what I think I'm supposed to do. How close am I? and I'll give you an answer for that. So, our due dates, and I'm on page 4 of the syllabus, just so you know. Our due dates and such are Tuesday and Thursday. I've done a lot of this for a lot of years, and um, as much as I would love to just give you one date, it really doesn't work in your favor to try to do everything in one day, because I know that's how we are. If it's not due today, I don't have to do it today. So yeah, anyway, um, Tuesday and Thursday by 11:59 p.m. Okay, so that nobody has to work on their holy day. I started out just doing Thursdays, and why Thursday? Thursday's such a random day. Well, no, not really. Um, the major religions in our country have their holy days as Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I know maybe you don't have any holy days and you don't believe in that stuff. That's fine. That's fine. But for the rest of us, I don't. My holy day is Sunday. Okay, so I don't want to have to be on work on Sunday. So I don't want my due date for you guys to be Sunday night, because it's not fair to you not to have access to me on the day things are due. And so I'm not doing that Sunday night thing. Treat it like a normal seated class. Do some work for Tuesday, do some work for Thursday, move on. If you don't know how to save your documents as a docx, it's a Microsoft product, their Word document, please, please, please take some time now and figure it out. That's the best way to post things to Blackboard. It shows up the best. Blackboard preview will still mess with some things, page numbers in the headers being one of the banes. But keep in mind that you have access to Microsoft Office 365 for free as a student. There's a click for that on when you sign into your email. There's a thing there, Get Office 365. And you have to use it with your JCC email. So anyway, there's that part. Do that. Be happy. You need a solid foundation in proper grammar and that kind of stuff. I'm not horribly obsessed with that, even though my big background is English. But I understand things are what they are these days. But you need to make sure that you're using a good format, either MLA or APA, your choice, for the papers. Okay. There's a few other little things, and I'll show you where to find that. Since we're online all the time, you're going to have to email me if you have questions and things. Please practice your email etiquette, and call me Mrs. Oliver and tell me what you're going to, what you're doing. Please, somewhere in there, the subject line is the best place for it, but somewhere in there, tell me which class you're in. I have 3 sections of Humanities 115. So don't just say Humanities 115 question. Humanities 115, IO1, IO2, IO3, whichever one you're in, question. Okay, so help me out. Read it out loud before you hit send. That saves everybody a wealth of trouble and stress. Okay. I check email all the time, and I will answer emails as soon as I get them, most of the time. If you send them after I'm done for the day, which is usually around 5, I'll get them tomorrow, or I might, if it's a short and sweet, I can do it on my phone. That's the fun thing. I can do it on my phone. Okay. So I take Sundays off. I do sometimes still check my email after supper on Sunday. Lord heavens, die hard. But I will get to you. Please don't worry. If there's something that you need to talk to me about, something you think is weird with the class, weird with another student, whatever, make sure you email me, okay? Don't let it fester. Don't get frustrated or angry, that kind of stuff. Just let me know. Attendance. This is the big deal. Online attendance is weird and wacky because it's online. But we have 2 deadlines every week. You have to turn in something by Tuesday night at midnight. You have to turn in something by Thursday night at midnight. Those are your attendance knots. I don't care which thing you do. Well, I do care, but anything you do will, for the week will count as attendance. That's just how it works. You need to do the enrollment verification quiz. It's the first thing in the first week of the semester. Technically, it's not due until our census date, which is January 15th, but earlier is better. Get it in, get it over with, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about it. At the 10% point, which is Wednesday, January 15th, you still need to have attendance every week. Make sure that you're submitting at least 1 academic assignment for each due date. Hold on. My giraffe cup. I love giraffes. Coffee is a good thing. For me, anyway. Okay, so active weekly online attendance by submitting at least 1 academic assignment for each due date. That's 2 a week. Now, the way I'm counting it, though, if you do the post and replies for the discussion board, which normally don't take a whole lot of prep, that will get you your attendance. Now, if you're only doing 1 assignment a week, 2 assignments a week, then you're going to have a catch-up time at some point. Now, you have to turn things in within 2 weeks. Don't let yourself get so far behind that things start dropping off the edge and you end up with too many zeros to pass. Okay, so you can withdraw from the class anytime from the first day to that March, let's say 26th, am I correct? Yes, March 26th date. I can drop you anytime during the semester, but you have to have missed that 3rd week. Okay, so since we're doing 2 assignments, two attendance days per week, once you miss that 5th day, you could be dropped from the class. I will send you an email. Hey, haven't seen anything from you in a week. Hey, haven't seen anything from you in 2 weeks. I'm going to drop you if I don't see anything from you this week. Okay. Please don't make me write those emails. There are very, very specific things in our attendance policy and the withdrawal procedure. That's also where you can find a student withdrawal form. There's a little click on your syllabus. If you know you have a solemn observance coming up in your religion, or things are going on, make sure you let me know 2 weeks in advance, and I will make sure that you have your assignments so you can do them ahead of time if you want. Now, page 6. Page 6 and following are interesting things. Well, out of my control interesting things. The Jaguar, sorry, I hate that that's our guy because I can't say that word very well. The Jaguar writing portal is a free service to students. Well, it's part of your connectivity fee, I think. Anyway, you can send them your paper and any draft of your paper, and they will go through and give you some pointers, some things to think about, some corrections to do, and it's very interesting. They're good. A video demonstration is there on YouTube. There's a little link to it there, and then there's the phone number for the Academic Skills Center and the email for the Jaguar Writing Portal. The other thing we do is called SAGE. It is basically progress reports, okay? Except that they will choose different demographics in the college to be the subject of one of these progress report systems. And so everybody who fits that little box gets a progress report. Um, this would have freaked me out as a student. I very conscientious, perfectionist kind of stuff. Thankfully, I have learned that finished is better than perfect. But anyway, that whole SAGE thing, even if you're getting an A in the class, I have to make one. So make sure you read the email that you get, that you've gotten a progress report from Humanities 115. You're like, wait, I've got an A in that class. Yes, you do. It's okay. Say yay and move on. They also ask us to send progress reports for anybody who's not making at least a 70, which is the very low C, in our classes, and so some of those will be real progress reports, what I consider real progress reports. Okay, the QEP, the Quality Enhancement Plan, is a project that we do, and it lasts for 5 years, and it's to help the college help our students be better in a particular area. This time, it's called Pace Yourself, and it is really to help you get more out of JCC than you would if you didn't know this stuff. And so there's an improved student, what do we call it? New student orientation. And there's all kinds of good things for you to know about that. There's all kinds of good things for you to know about the college and the things that we offer, services and things that you would pay a good amount to get done, but they're included in your education. So take advantage of everything you can there. Do what you can. Page 7 is very important. Hopefully none of us will ever have to use this. It is student concerns are basically if you feel that I have done something to disrespect you or I've offended you in some way or I'm not being fair about something, your job is to tell me about it. Now for us, email, not that bad, not a big deal. And then the hard part though is making sure that we answer each other's concerns. If we can't manage that, then we have to talk with and try to manage it with my director, who is Elizabeth Baker. She's over in the English department, well, over in University Studies. She's our chair of English, Humanities, and Foreign Languages, and she's over in the Smith building. If the three of us can't come up with a good end to things, then we have to go talk to our AVP, Associate Vice President, and she is Lisa Cooper and is very helpful in getting things done. So if we have to talk to her, no big deal, we will do it, okay? I want to make sure that my students are getting what they need. You want to make sure that you're getting what you need. We're all on the same page, really. It's just, are we reading the same words? So we'll have to go there. There are 2 other links at the bottom there, JCC regulations and expectations, and the resources, all kinds of good stuff there. And then there's more. There's a course content schedule. This is pretty much the way things are going to go. It's hard to adjust for online classes. And so if you need to spend more than 3 hours a week, 6 hours a week doing your stuff, that's basically on you. If you need more time for something, definitely let me know, ask questions, do stuff. But anyway, they're on here. Week 1, the first week, is our EVQ, the student survey, which is my Nosy Teacher book, an introduction, discussion board, and then chapter 1. And so the normal first day stuff is due on Tuesday. The chapter 1 stuff is due on Thursday. So it'll be fine. It's a little bit, it's a pretty rigorous schedule, but we will get through it. It is doable. Give yourself some time to absorb what you need to absorb, and move on with that. Okay. One more thing in this, and then I'll go away. I want to show you, okay, so my name, my email's up there. Deadlines each week are Tuesdays and Thursdays by 11:59. I do take late work. You get 2 weeks and then it's a 0. You can ask for a specific extension, and I'm usually happy to give that to you. You do get extra credit for extra work. So for the reading logs, they're a page. If you give me 2 pages, you get that 10% extra. And it does add up after a while. Okay, so this last piece here is the major assignments and the due dates. And what I do on this page, and you have it on Blackboard, course information, major assignments, you have our class runs Monday, January 6th through Monday, May 5th. We have 3 holidays. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is Monday, January 20th. Spring break is a whole week. Yay. March 3rd through 7th, and our Easter holiday is Friday, April 18th, which is Good Friday. The Friday and the Monday thing really won't affect us as much, but spring break, no assignments, no work due. Please go have a break. I also have on here due dates for the 4 exams, for the 3 papers and their pieces, and know that our last piece of stuff for the semester is exam 4. It covers that the last 5 chapters, actually. 4 chapters, 9, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 4 chapters. And then that is the only thing I will take on Monday, the 5th. So we'll talk more about that as we go along. So far, not too horrible, right? I'm going to make a bunch of videos today, so I'm like, okay, what's next? But you're good to go with this one. Please let me know if you have questions. Like I said, I check my email all the time. I'm on Blackboard a lot, and we're working on getting new stuff done. So let me know if you have questions. You know how to get a hold of me. You have my email.